Hi, folks. Welcome to the Mike Lopez TV Show. I'm your host, ACMike. We'll bring you all things Atlantic City, politics, sports, dining, entertainment, and more. On tonight's show, we'll be talking all about entertainment. First up is Constantine Maroulis, Tony-nominated actor, singer, and season 4 finalist of American Idol. After that, we'll be chatting with Dave Pena of Pena Productions and owner of the iconic Atlantic City nightclub, Boogie Nights, along with Valerie, associate producer of Pena Productions. We'll be wrapping up the show with DeBor. She's a violinist, aerialist, co-founder of DeBor Studios. Stick around. We'll be right back with our first guest. Hey, folks, welcome to the Mike Lopez Show. Got a special guest for you right now. Handsome young man. Guy wears many hats, and actually some hats that I would like to get on top of this big head. Constantine Maroulis, welcome to the Mike Lopez Show, bro. What's happening?
What up, brother? We're here, man. We're rocking and rolling. Good to see you. Whoa, this is cool. You look handsome.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. You're looking good to yourself, my man. Listen, want to thank Stockton University. You're on the other side here taking care of this interview. Constantine, you and I have been kicking it for a little bit. We got to meet each other this past year during Ed. And listen, you're coming into Atlantic City. We'll talk about that at the end of the interview. But, brother, let the folks know that don't know a little bit about you and where you're at.
Yeah, man. Born in Brooklyn, grew up in New Jersey. Probably best known for my iconic run on American Idol back in its heyday when the whole world was watching, 30 million a night. You know, getting up there, battling out with Carrie Underwood herself long time ago. You know, I always dreamed of being on Broadway. I graduated the Boston Conservatory, Berklee College of Music back in the day. And yeah, I originated the iconic Rock of Ages on Broadway, got the big Best Actor Tony nomination, led the show to many Tonys and whatnot. It's become a global brand. It's been my baby for many moons now. I'm a young father. I met my daughter's mom on Rock of Ages. We co-parent successfully, but we have a great kid, a 10-year-old Milena. And, you know, I've done tons of TV and film. You know, I was on a soap opera for many years. I've done all the sort of episodics you would know and all the late night shows. You can probably find a lot on me on the interwebs. And, you know, I'm a recording artist. I put out an album over the shutdown, Until I'm Wanted, you know, Constantine Maroulis, Until I'm Wanted. That's me. Check it out. It's an original rock record, my love letter to rock and roll. And, you know, I produce some shows on Broadway as well, and things are opening up. I host a radio show in New York on WABC.
That's right.
All across the dial there. A lot of fun stuff on Music Radio 77 WABC. And, you know, I'm touring around. I'm playing shows all the time. I have a band, Foreigner's Journey, and I play solo out there a lot. And right now I'm up in the Berkshires working on a secret acting project. So happy to be with you all. And yeah, I think I'm pretty much your mom's favorite American Idol. That's me.
There you go. Listen, you could only say it that way, and you say it the best. So here we go. Let's get out of White Call for a little bit here. Let's go into New York. And you mentioned it. 30 million people a night were watching this show when you were on it. I know you're a trained actor and whatnot, and you were on front of people and on the stage. But Constantine, what was that like? And then what was it like when you start walking around the neighborhood and boom, it's like, it's for real?
Oh, it was very for real. You know, I told you I graduated, you know, this prestigious conservatory. I trained as an actor. I had been in Rent on the big Broadway tour, toured it all around. I was even in Japan, you know, touring in a big Broadway show, you know, an all-time Pulitzer Prize winning show, Rent, but nothing. Not the Boston Conservatory, not Berklee College of Music, not Broadway can prepare you for 30 million people a night from January to June, 3 nights a week. Just insane. It was like the end of an era. It felt like the Hunger Games, like people would run home to watch. Or when we were kids, it was, what was the Schwarzenegger one? The Thunderdome or?
Yeah. I don't know if it was Thunderdome.
Well,
but,
not Thunderdome, it was the other one. Running Man.
Yeah.
Running Man. So It was running, man. It was insane. But you remember the first part of the show, the first like few weeks or the first, whole sort of part of the story, we kind of pre-taped Hollywood and the auditions. So I was back home in my apartment in New York City when the show like debuted. Right. And all of a sudden I'm walking around my neighborhood and people are like, oh my God, it was insane. It was insane. I don't know if anything could have that kind of recognizability these days as that did then. It was just insane. And, I've managed to, and I knew, look, I wasn't going to be some pop star or something. I knew I needed to take the opportunity and turn it into something. Right. And that was really making my mark on Broadway, which was always sort of my dream anyhow. And I really did that with Rock of Ages and many shows since. But I think Rock of Ages and the Tony nomination and all that stuff and getting my daughter out of the whole deal was sort of my Carrie Underwood, Jesus take the wheel kind of moment, and getting to just do a myriad of things and priding myself on being so versatile, from teaching to, performing and producing and writing. I'm very blessed, Mike. I'm very blessed.
You definitely are. And listen, I know you're a man who loves your family, where you're from and your work. Going back to the show again, though, and I'll say this, I was watching. I was a steady, avid watcher at that time, those first 4 or 5, 6 years. And when you hit Bohemian Rhapsody, I was like, dude, who is this guy? Who is this dude? And you just like blew it up, threw the horns up, and like, I just remember the judges, and this is, I don't know, 15, 16 years ago, maybe. They went nuts. They went nuts.
They did.
So
they thought I was nuts to do that song.
Right.
Everyone did. They're like, you can't do Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. No one can do that. You can't do it. And I was like, I have an idea, though. I have this edit in mind. Because remember, you only had like 2 minutes.
Right.
It was TV. It was TV time. You can't do a 7-minute song up there on American Idol. So I had to figure out a way to sort of carve out the right cut of the song. And luckily, it's what I trained to do in acting school. Take a song, turn it into a scene.
And real quick, listen, we only got about 2 minutes here, unfortunately, because it's TV time, like you just said.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorite plays of all time is Jekyll and Hyde. You played a role in that, didn't you too? And was it Frank? Come on.
Frank Wildhorn, one of the greatest contemporary composers of all time. Bonnie and Clyde, The Civil War, The Scarlet Pimpernel. So many amazing shows. He's massive. He's got shows all over Europe and Asia. Jekyll and Hyde. So I played 2 roles. I led the top line, the revival in 2013, toured it for a year, did it on Broadway for a summer in a limited run. One of the greatest experiences of my life, for sure, working with the great Leslie Bricusse, one of the greatest writers of all time. He and Frank, adapted this Robert Louis Stevenson amazing story. And to play both Jekyll and Hyde, I think we both have, it's that sort of duality of man, right? We've all had that sort of, that monster inside of us at times, and about trying to control it, and the thought of, if we could control that globally, what kind of world it would be, if we can control evil in that way. And that was his quest. And for sure. So
that's for sure. Listen, folks, as Constantine, I'm proud to be a director or a board of directors for Miss New Jersey, the state competition. And Constantine happened to be a judge this past year. And I'm sitting at Steel Pier, and I'm like, man, that dude looks like that dude that did the horns at and we're sitting there.
My mother thinks I invented this, by the way. She thinks I invented that and stubble, by the way. Like I invented
stubble. And the thing is, somewhere along the line, I had to be one of the ones that okayed that Constantine would be a judge, being on the board. And I'm like, how did I ever miss that or whatever? But we wound up pounding around in Atlantic City. And this is the way we got to end it, because we're on overtime right now.
That's all right.
Listen, it's Atlantic City, right? It's ACMike. We palled around. Give me an Atlantic City story, brother. Don't mean to put you on the spot.
It's all good. AC is the place to be. You showed me such a great time. ACMike for all things Atlantic City. There's just so much beautiful arts and culture happening there outside of just the casino life. So much going on. I can't wait to get back there. I played some shows there over the summer. We got some more stuff coming up, maybe a big New Year's show in the works. So I love coming down there, man, especially off season. It's just nice. There's such an edge to it, in the fall and into the early winter. So it's a great place to be. So much great stuff going on down there, but you all know, come on down, have a good time, support, Atlantic City. It's been a tough couple of years for everybody in the hospitality business. So whatever you can do is much appreciated. And again, check me out, ConstantineMaroulis.com for all the socials, bunch of tour dates coming up. So I hope to see you at a show real soon.
Looking forward to seeing you, Constantine, when you get back over here to Jersey. Love you, bro. Love what you're doing. Keep it up and continued success, my friend.
You guys are the best. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mike.
You got it. Folks, stay right where you're at. We'll be right back. Hey, folks, welcome back to that Mike Lopez Show with your host, ACMike. Listen, over the break or whatever it may have been, season break, summer break, the commercial break, I put a little water in my hair and like a chia pet. Here we go. But it's all for my friends here. Returning guest, actually one of my co-hosts in season one, our inaugural season, which I hope many of you guys and gals got to watch. Got Boogie Nights here. So we got the glasses, got the hair. We got the associate producer, Valerie Field, my man, David Pena. Valerie, welcome to the Mike Lopez Show. Say hello, please.
Thanks so much for having us. You look great, Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
My mother would
seen you like this.
My mother would be proud.
No, it looks fantastic. That's exactly what you're supposed to look like when you go to Boogie Nights at Tropicana.
There you go. So you heard it, folks. That's the attire. This is what we're going to wear. I got them. I'm going to start selling wigs and glasses and hats and whatnot. So listen, Valerie, we're still into COVID, right? As a club and what's going on in the Tropicana, Atlantic City. Tell us what the vibe was early on, and then what we're into right now.
Okay. Well, we came back with a bang. I mean, the energy was insane. People couldn't wait. We saw a lot of new faces, our regulars that have been, loyal to us since the beginning. Saturdays we hit capacity every Saturday night, and we were so happy to be back, and the energy's still going. So we have a lot to look forward to.
Right, and that's awesome. I see you out there in the crew, out the host and walking the venue. It's a beautiful venue. Then I see this crazy man, and I always like telling this story. When I got out of the Department of Public Safety, and fancy name for the jail, my 25 years when I worked out there, I said, I want to do security, but I don't want to do security where I'm screaming and hollering and all that. Some fun security. I'm living right next door, to the Tropicana at the time. And I go in, and my buddy, Bill Carey, who was the director of security at the time, says, Mike, I got this great job for you. It's this, that, whatever. I said, okay. So I'm working in Boogie Nights. And I'm like, man, this is pretty cool. This guy's walking around with a bigger head than mine, the disco guy head, and Madonna's walking around with Michael Jackson. But then I see this dude with like a shirt unbuttoned and glasses on, and he's got a cool jacket. He looks but he's just all over the place. He's hanging on the DJ. He's standing on the bar, and I was like, I got to go grab this guy. Just tell him to settle down. And lo and behold, it's the owner.
it's the manic energy that you have to do a nightclub.
Right. And at that point is exactly, I knew that I was in the right place.
You were absolutely in the right place, and it was great to have you working with us too, man. Because, it was. I mean, truthfully, we've been so lucky. We opened up in 2012 at Tropicana, and we've just been plowing right through. And the fans have just been coming back, the generations. I mean, we are the ultimate 70s, 80s, and 90s dance club. And we're so grateful that after coming back from the pandemic, we are actually thriving more than we ever have before. And people are just getting more and more enthusiastic. I think the energy that we create, that's what we try to do, is we try to create a good synergy and energy between the talent, our bartenders, our servers, and the customers. Right. We want to make sure they feel comfortable. They feel like, the truth is everybody comes to Atlantic City because they want to feel like they're on vacation. Right. So we need to, make them, have that great experience, because maybe it's the one time they get out a year, and they might come just check into the hotel and they have one night to get away. But luckily for us, we actually have, week to week visitors that come to the club, and that's what we're fortunate about. But we try to give an escapism experience. We try to give a visual experience, an audio experience, and also a customer experience where we have characters. So it's basically Disneyland meets Studio 54.
Right.
And that's what we've always tried to, accomplish. And we've been so fortunate that customers have come back. They've been extremely loyal. They dress up sometimes even more than we dress up.
Right.
And so there's a great energy there. We're doing Boogie Nights all across the country. And we've been very fortunate, but Atlantic City is the mothership. It's where we created Boogie Nights. And it really comes from, there was a void for couples or people or groups of people that just wanted to go out. Once upon a time, there was only a pocket of maybe the nightclubs were geared to 21 to 24-year-olds or 28-year-olds. And there was a void for, the other demographic as well. And the good thing is Boogie Nights, we never wanted to be an oldies party or anything like that. We're definitely a high energy party. So I think the idea was to just keep the nightclub energy alive, but also, give something, a new experience to people, overload them with like sensory, just give them something over the top. And the cool thing is we now have, younger generation. We have anyone from 21 to whatever age. Right. And sometimes one of the cool things is a lot of families sometimes when their kid is turning 21, they actually have their party at Boogie Nights because everybody could party there under one disco ball on a light up dance floor and have a great time. And it's comfortable, it's exciting, and we try to, really deliver.
Right, and you definitely do deliver. So, Valerie, listen, entertainers, how are they attained? How do you get them? Tell us about some of them, will you, please?
Okay. Well, Dave's really good at finding talent.
I wonder why.
Yeah, he can spot them out, and that is how we found some of our main crew. But they find us as well. We have a Mirror Man, the Boogie Beaver, Mr. Boogie, Mrs. Boogie. We're introducing new characters all the time.
Of course, Roller Girl.
Roller Girl, of course, who's our number one. And yeah, they just become a part of the family, whether we find you or you find us. But we always have a to call on our website, boogienightsac.com. If you think you have what it takes, feel free to reach out.
There you go. Listen, I'm going to apply myself right here, folks.
You're hired. You're hired. You know somebody.
You need somebody. So, Dave, listen, tell us about some of the entertainers that come through.
I got to tell you something. The whole point of even being in the nightclub business, for me, the reason I got into this business is I like to be around entertainers and I also like celebrities. Right. So we've had Casey and the Sunshine Band come through.
Love 'em.
We've had Lisa come through. My good friend Tiffany always is at the club. We have Randy
Rob
Jones
Bass.
from the Village People, Rob Bass. I mean, it's the coolest.
Joel.
And we've had Cedric the Entertainer performing, hanging out at the club. People are just doing it because they like to be around Boogie Nights. Right. And that's the coolest thing. When you can create an environment where celebrities and the everyday people that are just coming to the club just to have a good time and they can all mingle, it's phenomenal. And it's magic.
Again, that's what it's all about, having a good time, having fun, having magic. Listen, you bring it there all the time. Tropicana, Atlantic City, we love it, whether it's Terry Lutz, Jackie, the others. And hey, shout out to Steve Callender. We miss you.
We miss you, Steve.
And we appreciate everything. We're so glad to be back. We're looking forward to seeing everybody every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at Tropicana in Atlantic City. Thank you so much for supporting us. And we're going to continue the party. Let's get it going.
Listen, we're definitely going to have you back. Valerie, I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Tell the folks where they can find you, right? And on websites or Facebook pages and whatnot.
Okay. We're Boogie Nights AC on Instagram, Facebook, and our website, boogienightsac.com.
Right. And there you go, folks. And we'll be sure to have this all over this interview. These two will definitely be back. And hopefully we'll be on the floor with Roller Girl and Disco Head. And then maybe I'll shave my head and the real Mike Lopez will be out there. But we're definitely going to have a good time. Listen, great guy, community workers here. They're in the community. They live here in Atlantic City. They're not just business owners. And you see them on the boardwalk anytime of the day, the 48 blocks of Atlantic City, and get the Boogie Nights. It's a really good place, really cool place. Besides being good,
thank you so much for saying
cool
that.
Place. I mean, I kid you not. I tell all folks to go out there Dave, last word. You got 30 seconds.
We have the best customers and loyal customers, and we love them completely. We're extremely loyal to them as well.
Be right back. Live, work, play. Give them your point, guys. You know what's up. We'll be right back. Hey, folks, welcome back to the Mike Lopez Show. I'm your host, AC Mike. Listen, we have a special guest here. You hear me say that all the time because they are special. Pleasure meeting this young lady and her whole team this past summer. Great circus out here in Atlantic City, right off the boardwalk at Showboat 801 Boardwalk, that is. Montana, DeBor, welcome to the Mike Lopez Show. Appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me, Mike. It's great to see you.
So listen, we only got a few minutes here, but we have enough time. When I say we, Atlantic City and Atlantic County and South Jersey itself, had the pleasure of watching this great circus. There was Cirque Risque, little adult, and then there was the family-friendly circus, both Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays, and Sunday this past summer in Atlantic City. Awesome time. By the time this show airs, we'll be somewhere into the winter, but we'll be thinking about summer and you guys coming back. Tell us a little bit before we go there, Montana, about you. I mean, you're an aerialist. I'm reading here. You've been to the White House, Smithsonian. I could go on and on. Violinist. Tell us about your love and your passion for entertainment.
Oh, thanks, Mike. I am an aerialist and violinist. Currently based in Atlanta, Georgia, but I'm from DC. So I had the pleasure of being in Atlantic City this past summer with Cirque Risque, which was our adult show, and then Super American Circus during the day. And hopefully we'll be back there this coming summer. It was really a highlight of my career and a pleasure to be there.
Yeah, so again, we'd love to hear, talking about some of the things you do, some of the many hats you wear. Tell me, when you're talking about the White House, you're talking about something very special. We're not talking politics. We're talking about performing on that lawn and whatever you do. Tell us how that came about.
Yeah, I used to perform at Halloween circus shows at the White House when Obama was there. So that was really a pleasure. I always say, like, once you get the like thumbs up from Obama, you've made it. You're like, all right, this is a good experience. That was really fantastic. That was when I was based in DC. Following that, it's been a lot of travel, performed regularly with a group in Bermuda, and then with Clowns Without Borders, which is a nonprofit organization. So that was sending entertainment to areas in crisis. And then more recently have been with Super American Circus and Cirque Risque in Guam and Saipan and Hawaii, Florida, and then most recently in Atlantic City. So it's been sort of all over the place, both playing music for those groups and then also performing as an aerialist.
You're an awesome violinist. Listen, when you talk about charitable organizations, Clowns Without Borders, that's to my liking and to my language, whether it's the Salvation Army, the Rescue Mission, all kinds of different organizations, which I volunteer for, and many of us do out here. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I've worked with Clowns Without Borders for years. They are an incredible organization. A couple of years ago, I actually traveled to Haiti on a tour there, and I helped create and write a show to bring awareness about sexual and gender-based violence in Haiti. So we performed at prisons, at embassies, at local cultural events. And we were there for about a month, and I got to write music for the show and also work with the Haitian National Acrobatic Team, and also with different artists from France and Canada and Haiti. And I was the American representative on that tour. So that was really special.
It sounds like a great time, but also serving a very needy cause. Listen, now, bringing it back here to Atlantic City, Atlantic County, tell us about, got to meet Tuffy Nichols and the crew out there, Irv, and a bunch of others. Seems like a very, very tight-knit group. I know you guys travel a ton, but two-part, what was it like? Is it normal to be in town for 2 months, set up that way? And then also your feelings about Atlantic City and what you got to witness. I mean, although you guys were rehearsing and doing a lot of work, I'm sure, getting home every once in a while also. But go ahead.
Yeah, well, we loved Atlantic City. We don't normally spend that much time in a place. Normally it's, one weekend or a couple of weekends here and there. Like when we do the Hawaii tour, it's one island per weekend. So we're jumping from island to island. And so it was actually really nice to be in one spot for a while. We started to have show regulars, like people that would come back and then see the show again or bring their friends and family. So that was really special.
Many of the folks in the circus, and whether they're aerialists, music, or the folks that just keep it together and put it together, I don't want to say born into the circus, but kind of like it's in their blood. It's in your blood, performing and whatnot. Talk a little bit about that. I mean, one of the things I got a great smile and chuckle out of Tuffy. I mentioned his name a couple times now. He was telling me about the couple phrases that his father phrased, boys and girls of all ages and all that stuff. So, I mean, it's near and dear to your heart. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so I feel really lucky to be a part of the circus. I am not a multi-generational circus artist, but a lot of the folks in the show are. They come from families, where there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 generations before them that have taught them and sort of created these incredible performers. But then some of us come from other worlds, like myself. Like I'm the weird, like classical musician that got sort of pulled in, and I'm so grateful to feel like part of that family. We have other folks that are from Broadway or are ballet dancers that come into this world, and so we joke we're first generation circus folks. But yeah, it really is a wonderful mix of worlds coming together. It's one of my favorite things about circus.
And that's pretty awesome. Tell us about some of your original music. We've got to play on my radio show a couple of your songs not too long ago. I was just blown away by the instrumental and whatnot. So is there more of that to come?
Yeah, for sure. There is actually some good stuff in the works, and I will send you some info shortly. There's some good stuff coming for 2022. But yeah, I am a classically trained violinist. And then when I'm performing with the circus, I play electric violin, and typically in the air, I have an aerial moon. So I sit in my moon and play, which is really a pleasure. Definitely the most fun gig you can get as a musician. Yeah, and most of my music is available right now on my Instagram, which is at DeBoratorium. But yeah, throughout 2020, I started creating original music as well as writing covers and arrangements of songs in 1-minute formats. I call them quarantunes, and there's about 50 of them on my Instagram. I was all alone during 2020. I wasn't able to play with my team, so I was writing and creating these quarantunes with my partner here in Atlanta. We were animating and creating music videos for them, so it was very creatively liberating. So that was a really nice use of our pandemic time.
Yeah,
but
you and your partner have a great website. We're going to make sure we put all that up when this interview airs.
Thanks.
Montana, we really appreciate you coming to us. We appreciate you and the crew coming to Atlantic City. We look forward to seeing you in 2022. And listen, make sure you stay tuned to the Mike Lopez Show. Folks, stay right where you're at. We'll be right back. Hey folks, it's our belief here at the Mike Lopez TV Show that you, the viewers and our guests, bring the show to life. Thanks to each and every one of you for joining us. Special thank you to Stockton University and all of our guests. To learn more about ACMike, follow me on Facebook at Mike Lopez, ACMike, LiveWorkPlayAC, and on Instagram at ACMikeNJ. Remember, live, work, play, AC, and I'll see you on the 48.